Welcome to the Nifty Chicks. In this episode, we chat with Tammy Maggs, the host of the MetaWomen Show and co-founder of MetaWomen NFT, which is dedicated to narrowing the gender gap in Web3 careers. Let's do this.
All right, welcome to the Nifty Chicks. I am super excited. We have Tammy Maggs, the host of the MetaWomen Show and co-founder of MetaWomen NFT, which is dedicated to narrowing the gender gap in Web3 careers. Welcome to the show, Tammy. We're excited to have you here today.
Thank you. Thank you.
So tell us what is new and exciting in the world of MetaWomen.
We have so much going on. So we launched. Launch day was, we did pre-sale April 1st, and then we had launch day on April 4th. And everything went really, really smooth. You know, it's funny. You spend so much time worrying about it and, stressing out about it and making sure that, the girls are done. And is everyone going to be safe? And is everybody's wallets going to be safe? Are we going to get hacked in Discord? And we actually did run into a little problem where we had people spamming and coming in, trolls. So we had to lock down Discord for 24 hours. But that was it. That's the only thing that we ran into. And everybody ended up being safe. It went smoothly. And we launched and everything went well. But there's been some changes going on. And I really want to talk about those and share those with everyone. So do you want me to get right into it?
Yeah, go for it.
All right. Okay.
I'm excited to hear this.
All right. So most people know that MetaWomen is an education platform. We came in, we knew that we had a mission that we wanted to narrow the gender gap in Web3 careers. We knew that with the development of Web3 and the development of the metaverse, there's going to be an explosion of careers, right? And it's not just going to be tech. It's not going to be all coding. There's going to be so many careers that are going to open up. There's going to be graphic design and fashion design. I mean, think about all the avatars, right? And this is happening now. So, I mean, this isn't future. This is now. People aren't going to want their avatars to wear the same clothes every day. It's not going to happen. So we are going to need fashion design. We're going to need people to make the accessories, and we're going to need community managers and mentors and project managers, and we're going to need marketers, and we're going to need developers, and we're going to need, there's going to be so many careers and so many projects out there in the metaverse that each one of these projects are going to need these positions. So with that opening up, we knew that we need to bring more women in and show them that these positions and opportunities were open. So we knew we needed to build a club. We wanted to do it in the metaverse. And we thought, are we going to do this Web 2? Because we didn't want to freak women out and be like, all right, let's go to the metaverse and scare them off from buying into the project. We didn't want to be too much too fast. And then we thought, no, the only way to learn is just to do it, right? Get in there, do it, show them it's not as big and scary as it seems, and learn it firsthand. So we thought, we're going to build this club in the metaverse, and we're just going to go in there and we're going to give them the tools, the resources, the experts, the mentors, and we're going to just do it together. And so we had a plan. We were going to do an art gallery and a stage and a MetaU, and we laid out the plans, and this is what we were going to do. And then as everything started progressing and our Meta Hub was built, which is beautiful, and you'll be able to see the Meta Hub's already built in the city. And we went with the Isles of Meta, which is a metaverse world full of islands, which is beautiful. All the islands are different, and the sunsets are gorgeous, and they're all different. And you can actually hear the waves, and you can hear the wind through the trees. So it's like you're on a tropical island, like you're on vacation.
so
in
cool.
the city, it is so cool. And in this city, she has now 10 projects, and it's growing. More and more people are jumping on board with the Isles of Meta, and we're right in the middle of the city. So MetaClub is the center of the city island. And we thought, we want our members to be able to sell their artwork to everyone that's going to visit this main city hub. So there's going to be thousands of people, right? So we redesigned the hub. So now the hub originally was going to be a merchandise shop and a very small feature gallery. Now the hub is going to be a 2-story art gallery for our members to feature their artwork. It's going to hold about 200 pieces of artwork. All of them will be link enabled. So anybody that visits, and this is going to be not just the members of all of these projects, which right now we're talking 20,000 people. It's going to be more than that because they've only got 10 projects right now. All their guests as well will be able to just go in and out of our hub freely. They can purchase right from our hub. So they'll be link enabled. No matter where they're listed, they'll be able to go out and just purchase right there from our hub.
That how do you purchase? Like, is it crypto or a credit card, or?
It would be just like you purchased wherever they're listed from. So if you listed your work on OpenSea, you'll have an OpenSea link. If you listed on Foundation, there'll be a Foundation link. It'll be link enabled. So it'll be just Web3 link enabled wherever that person is listed. Their work, that's where it'll be listed through. We don't have our own marketplace yet. That is something that I definitely want to look into. And I'll tell you how the MetaClub is going to work. The MetaClub right now, we're in phase 1. Anyone that buys into MetaWomen is just a membership pass. That's all it is. You're buying a pretty girl that gets you into MetaClub. That's all you need to look at it as. That is phase 1 of MetaClub. MetaClub is the art gallery that allows you to show your work. And then at the club, so there'll be a gateway in the back of this hub. That pass will allow you to go through the gateway to our 200-acre island. On that island will be our MetaClub. There'll be another art gallery that'll hold about 800 pieces of work.
Wow.
Also, our members will decorate the entire club. So every piece of artwork and statue and everything you can think of will be decorated by our members. We'll have a large stage where we'll have events and we have guest speakers. We already have our experts lined up to come in. And then we'll have the MetaU where the hub is, where they'll be able to get their free online class and then study. And we'll have virtual iPads where they can screen share and study together. But if you don't want to be in there, you can go outside and sit by the water, because we'll have beach chairs and lounge chairs and couches, and you and your friends can go out there and just chill by the water and listen to the waves and hang out there too. But
wow,
this is phase 1.
This is amazing. I tell you, when you're talking about what this is going to look like, I'm just like, that sounds so real. Like, how is it not real? But it is real. It's just now Web3 version. It's
Web3.
It's just fascinating because it's like I could picture myself on the beach, but now it's going to be a virtual beach, and my avatar is going to be out on the beach. It's just so cool.
What's cool about it, like to wrap your mind around it, like I just left my son's house, and so my daughter-in-law is Japanese, and her sister lives in Japan. Mm-hmm. So my daughter-in-law will be able to go to the island, and her sister will be able to go to the island, and they'll be able to meet up at the island, and they'll be able to hang out, and they'll be able to sit together at the water and talk and look at each other just like they were, together.
In person, yeah.
Yeah. And they'll be able to just kind of run around the island together. And these avatars are not like little brick looking avatars. They are like badass women, they're going to be like 3D badass meta women running around this island. So.
That is incredible. I can't wait to see that and to be a part of that community. That sounds just so cool. And it's you've got a really long-term vision, which is nice. A lot of, I find, NFT projects think very short term. What's the roadmap going to be in the next 2 months, 3 months, to kind of appease the community, because the community, the NFT world, is just anxious, and they're always super excited to, like, what's the next thing? What's the next thing? So it sounds like you've got a really nice long-term vision.
Yeah, this is phase 1. We already have roadmap for phase 2 and phase 3 done, but they've been done since like March. So they're done. They're ready to go. Obviously, you need the money and the funds, and you have to sell out phase 1 to get to phase 2 to get to phase 3, and that's how it works with NFTs. But they are ready, and with each expansion. So if you buy into phase 1, you're good to go through any expansion. So no matter how big the club gets, MetaWomen can get into any phase with just a MetaWomen. They'll never have to mint again. They're, included in everything. But we are going to be an extremely large education entertainment club in the metaverse. We started with 1 island. We now have 6. That's probably not where I'm going to stop at 6, because the only limitation to the metaverse is your imagination. There's so much that can be done, and look at all there is to learn. And why not, bring it all together? If there's people out there that are willing to come and help and teach and pay it forward and mentor, why not bring us all together and learn, So
that's amazing. I love that.
This. I'm just looking through everything on your website here and just seeing everything that you have coming, and it's just so cool. I'm like, the job fairs, resume building, job coaching, mentorship. I see therapists and lawyers, and you've got like all kinds of people that you've partnered with. I mean, it seems like it's just overwhelming, like how awesome this is going to be.
And we have partnerships in the works. So that's the thing. Okay, so everything that we said we were going to do before we launched, I wanted that in place. So I made sure we had the marketer, the developer, the motivational speaker, the wellness, the educators. I made sure those were done and on the website before we launched. Because if I was going to tell community, look, I've been out here 12 to 14 hours a day in community, growing organically. Each person that you see following that Twitter knows me and has heard my voice because I'm in Twitter spaces all the time. So if I'm going to tell you that we're going to do this, I'm going to provide it before we launch so that you know that I'm serious. And I've met every one of those experts just through community, just through building organically. But since then, I have continued to make partnerships and collaborations and connections. And so the partnerships are continuing, and we haven't announced yet, but we are still in the process of setting up, partnerships and making things happen. And the website will continue to add. One of the actually, I have a Zoom meeting on Friday with someone that's going to change the website. But it's about giving education to as many people as we can. And you don't even have to be a MetaWomen member to access that. And that's what's important. So right now in Discord, we're offering educational workshops because we don't have the MetaClub open yet. So you don't have to be a MetaWomen to access those. You could just come in the Discord and go to the workshops and then go out. And there's going to be something coming to the website, and you'll be able to access that without being a MetaWomen. So we're not gatekeeping. We're not token holding. We're not saying you have to be a member to use this. Do we want you to join our community? Absolutely. But you don't have to.
And of course you want to join the community with everything you guys are doing. It sounds so cool. Like, why wouldn't you want to be a part of that?
Yeah.
So Tammy, I wanted to kind of take a step backwards because you have, I feel like, an interesting background in how you came to be in NFTs. Do you want to tell us a little bit about that?
Sure. So I have a background in sales and marketing and finance. I worked in retail. I worked my way up the corporate ladder. I thought I knew what I was doing. I had my life figured out, and I was injured in 2015. And when I was injured, it was funny because I literally my last child was just leaving the house, so I was at that point in my life where like I knew I was on my way to doing what I wanted to do, and I was injured, and I did just like what any person where I've always been born in like a leadership kind of role. Like even as a child, like I was running my sister and brother around. You know what I mean? Like I was always that person. So when I injured myself, I managed it just like I managed everything. I was like, okay, well, we'll go to therapy, we'll fix it, you know. And so I did therapy for a year. That didn't work. And then I did shots. I did everything. And then finally nothing worked. So we were going to do surgery. So I'm like, okay, fix it, you know. And in my mind, it never crossed my mind that it would not fix. So they gave me the paper and they're like, sign this paper. There's a 1% chance that something will happen. And you go on just like you do, you know, you sign your paper. And I was the 1% that I had a complication. And 2 years later, I was diagnosed with a disease that was caused from actually my spinal cord was cut. And so I had a CSF leak that went undiagnosed for a year, which led to a disease. So now I have a spinal disease, which causes me to have physical limitations. So I was taken out of work. So when you take someone with, you know, a job like mine, where your mind is always going, and you're the exact same person, but physically you're not, you go through kind of an identity crisis. Your mind is exactly the same, but your body is not. So I found Web3 after about 2 years of a pretty deep, dark place that I fell into. And then I found it, and it was like, it was just amazing. I mean, because it made sense. I mean, like 2 days into it, I'm like, oh my gosh, like, look at this, you know, community, the possibilities, the opportunities. I knew right away after like 1 day of spending in the NFT Web3 space that lives were going to be changed, and that there was a huge thing going on, and that it was the future. I knew that my life was going to be changed and that I could work again. So I dove in and I volunteered to be a mod so I could learn tech. I knew nothing about it. I was a moderator for a gaming. They're probably gonna watch or listen to this or watch this and be like, yeah. They were all dudes, and I'm like the only girl in there. But they were great with me, and I learned all there was to know about it. And then I volunteered at another one, and I managed it, and that's how I learned that. So that's how I got in. Yeah,
That's
but
really amazing.
it just shows you that, you know, you can't plan life. Life happens, and you just kind of have to decide. Are you going to let life live you, or are you going to live your life? You have to pivot. You have to be able to change. And that's with anything in life, you know?
That's an incredible story. I can't imagine what that's like to go through, and to find Web3 where you now have avatars who have the body that you now want to have, to be able to run and to do all the things that you used to do. Like, it must have been such an incredible moment.
You know what? When I say this all the time, and this is the God's honest truth. When I was working, I did very well at what I did. I just got it. It just made sense to me. Everything made sense to me. P&L statements and team building and dealing with, you know, sudden outbursts and
Sorry about that.
That's okay. But I was really good at it. And it was all about, I was at a place where I knew I was going to get a really big promotion. And I knew I was going to be able to get the big house with the nice pool. And I knew I was there. And it was about me. You know, I was in my mid 40s and I was like, well, I was in my early 40s and I was like, okay, I know that I'm set. My kids are moving out. I'm going to be in a good place. I'm going to get a nice car. I'm going to have a nice house. And now I I say this all the time, but now that I found Web3, I feel more like myself now than I ever have in my entire life, because now it's about like, look what I found and how can I like share this? You know what I mean? Like, this is
Yeah.
amazing. And I want to show like every other woman that's had to go through something like I have, or is working their entire life away and doesn't get to see their kids, or is working and overlooked for that promotion. I want to show them all like this power and this freedom and the possibility to change their lives. So now it's like completely shifted to, I don't really care about that as much as how can I give? How can I bring everyone on board? And what can I do to change more people's lives? You know, so and when you make that shift in your person, when you change from it's not about me anymore and it's about how many people can I help, it changes everything inside you. You know, it makes you such a better, happier person. So
I
yeah,
totally agree. I totally agree.
really cool.
Yeah, agreed. I want to say, because I feel like when you come into NFTs and Web3, and especially within the women's sphere of it, I feel like everybody is so welcoming, so like eager to help each other learn. Like, I doesn't ever feel like, you know, a lot of times, like just in the world in general, it's like it's always a competition for who's going to be the best, who's going to make the most money, who's going to, you know, win the race. And it just doesn't feel that way in this space to me. And I feel like everybody's just, how can I help? What can I do for you? Come into this space. Let me show you around and, you know, teach you how we created it.
Yeah.
So I love that. I love hearing what you're doing, and that I'm super excited to see you guys succeed and teach women and girls, you know, how to do this and set themselves up for success for the future.
Yeah.
It's just fabulous.
It is. And you know, one of the things that people need to really consider is that right now in private schools, the children are being taken into the metaverse 30 minutes a day. And that's in like second and third grade. So if private school children are spending 30 minutes a day in the metaverse, how long do you think before public school children get to spend time in the metaverse? They're not, right? And so if a lower income children where the parents don't have the money to go out and buy Oculuses and show them themselves, or what if they don't even know?
That's what I was going to say. They probably don't even know. I mean, this whole world is so new. I mean, I know lots and lots of people that have zero clue. That's why we're doing this podcast, is because we want more people to know. We want to bring more women into the space. We want women to, you know, get in early so that they can be successful and not have to, like you were talking about, not have to like work the grind and, you know, struggle.
Well, and that's the thing. And even if they do buy the Oculus, so let's say the income has nothing to do with it, they buy the Oculus and they buy it for their kids, they don't know how to use it themselves. They can't teach anything. And it's not about just giving them the Oculus and letting them play a shoot up game or something. It's about teaching them what are the kids in private school learning. They're not going to learn just, you know, put it on and go play. They're going to learn how to use it, and that's going to change their education. And so if we can now teach the women, right, how to use these in an educational aspect, they can then go home and teach their children how to use it in an educational aspect, and it will kind of close that gap too. Because that's already going to happen. The public school children are already going to fall behind. So Yeah.
Right.
Anything we can do to help.
Agreed. Yeah. What is the best way to stay connected with you? Be notified when you have new announcements and stuff happening.
So you can, the best way to get a hold of me is through Twitter, right? So I'm always on the company Twitter. So I'm MetaWomen NFT 2. You can get a hold of me there on the company Twitter. I'm also MetaWomen Show at Crypto Girl 16. That's also me. So you can get a hold of me there. I also have MetaWomenShow@gmail.com. That's my email. So it's it's easy either way. And then we have the website. And that's MetaWomenNFT.io. And my email is actually attached to that as well. So you can actually get a hold of me any of those ways, and I can get back to you. One of the things I do want to stress too, because we have talked so much about the metaverse and it is overwhelming. I went with the Isles of Meta. And the reason that I did that, not only is it because it's absolutely breathtaking and beautiful, and I want our members to experience a vacation while they're there, right?
So I just want to add real quick. So if you're listening to this podcast, you're want to either go look at the YouTube because you'll be able to see the pictures, the images, and or go check out the blog post, which will be, well, it'll be on our website, theniftychicks.io. I'm not sure what episode number this is yet, so I can't tell you what number to look at, but definitely go look at it. You're going to want to see the images.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's so beautiful. And you can actually watch Isles of Meta video and you can hear the waves and you can hear the wind. And oh my gosh, it's gorgeous. But I did go with them because a lot of our members are mothers, okay? And mothers cannot spend the day with Oculuses on their head. Let's be realistic. Because their kids are going to take over the house, right? If they're like locked in here. So our metaverse will be mobile. You'll be able to use it through your phone. You'll be able to use it through your computer, your iPad, or Oculus. So you'll be able to use it any way you want. You do not have to have the Oculus, but you can. So I just wanted to make sure that everybody knew that, so they weren't like, I can't use that because I don't want to have that on my head.
Well, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, great. Is there anything else that you want to be sure to share with our listeners?
No, we're minting now. You can just go to the website and we're minting. It's live. So just join us and join us.
I got a couple Meta Women in my wallet.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, welcome to the family. We love it. We love to see it. Yesterday someone minted and posted her girl up there and we were so excited. So yeah, we love welcoming all the new members. But just come in and chat. Even if you don't want to join, just come in and chat and get to know us. And it won't be long before you want to. So
great. Well, good luck. It's such a cool thing that you're creating for women and just for everyone. I absolutely love it. Very exciting stuff.
Thank you very much, guys.
Wow, that was so cool. Living in Web3 on the islands, you and I have the island life in real life, in Web2 life. So how cool is that?
I know. I just loved everything about that. I'm super excited. In fact, I actually went to see about getting some islands myself in the Isle of Meta. Unfortunately, I didn't do it because I didn't have enough Solana and I just wasn't feeling the desire to go by and change and do all that stuff last night. But I will probably be purchasing some land there eventually.
Yeah, very cool. Me too. Agreed.
Cool. So I think that was a great interview with Tammy, and I just wanted to remind everybody to be sure to subscribe. It's on YouTube, and then obviously go follow us on all the other socials. We are active primarily on Twitter and Instagram, but you can find us in all the social media places at the Nifty Chicks. That's the NIFTY Chicks, CHICKS.
That's right. And thank you guys for listening to the Nifty Chicks. Always remember, invest in yourself. You are worth it.
The Nifty Chicks podcasts are not providing investment advice and are not taking listeners' and readers' personal circumstances into consideration when discussing investments in cryptocurrencies or NFTs. The Nifty Chicks is not registered to provide investment advice. All the opinions of the hosts, guests, and or sponsors of the show are their own and are for information and entertainment purposes only. Do your own due diligence and research. Neither Jenna Kazadoy nor Aaron Sell are financial advisors. We are sharing our journey with you as we learn more about this crazy little phenomenon called NFTs. We make no recommendations. We only share with you what we are learning and what we are considering investing in. You must research any financial investment on your own. Just know that we will always strive for radical transparency with any show associations. Happy minting.